Hello everyone, Caitlin here. I realize I have not done an actual video vlog in ages because for the most part I have been focusing on my Audio Boom account, and then I just kind of recently restarted going back to YouTube, and please forgive me, my hair is a royal mess. I know it might not look like that because I tried to pull it back and clamp it down and do all the best that I could to not have it be a royal mess. But yeah. Uh, oh my god. I don't even remember what I was actually vlogging about the last time that I made one of these. I think most of my last ones had been like sharing stuff I got for my birthday or Christmas or what have you, and then so I guess it's time to catch you up. As you can see, the housing situation is going nowhere. Um, I tried to get in touch with a um, housing placement person thing at the county behavioral health, and go figure, she's got me on a list, but nothing has come up, and even she admitted that housing is really hard to find. So I can't really, you know, I I don't know what to say anymore about it. I just kind of I'm dealing with being where I am, even though I don't feel like I belong here. I'm just kind of trying to deal with, all right, I'm on Earth and I belong on Earth, so there, that kind of thing. That's been hard to deal with too. I had a little episode, shall we say, and I thankfully avoided hospitalization. I didn't have to go to the hospital this last time. I went to the ER, but then they said that they had some kind of new mental health crisis stabilization unit type of thing. So I went there, and then from there I went to a respite center, and I wish I could live at the respite center, but unfortunately you kind of can't. They kick you out after 2 weeks, or they kick you out when they see that you've got progress well enough, headed toward your goals and all that good stuff. And that's what happened. I was headed toward my goals, and I only stayed there about 1 week. Um, but the cool thing is that every month they have alumni lunches, so you get to go and, have lunch and interact with people who have been there in the past, and maybe get to meet some of the people that are staying there currently, and then see all the peer counselors again. And so today's lunch was really happening. The last month when I was actually staying there, it was during the time I was staying there, they had the alumni lunch, and only one lady showed up. But today we had to grab extra chairs and all kinds of things because there was like 8 or 9 or 10 people that showed up, and the table only seats six. So yeah, it was pretty happening. And as you can see, I know it's a day early because it's the 16th, but I've got the wearing of the green going on because we decided to, because the lunches are only on Wednesdays, we decided to celebrate St. Patty's Day a day early. And so we had corned beef and cabbage and potatoes and carrots and onions and what else? Green beans and, oh god, it was so good. What else? Oh yeah, Irish soda bread, which I think I had had like one time before, but having it again, it tastes really yummy. And and then they, of course, they always have coffee, but they got the Irish creamer, the Irish coffee flavored, non-alcoholic, mind you, but the Irish coffee flavored creamer that you could get at any old grocery store. Um, so it was nice to have a little coffee, a little pick me up. Um, but my schedule has been so weird. Well, one, with the time change, I love daylight saving time. I heard that they want to ban it, and when I heard that, I was like, no! Well, go figure. It's farmers and shit that want to ban it. I don't know. Well, whatever happens, happens. But I'm gonna enjoy daylight saving time while it's a thing, and I always joke that my favorite season is daylight savings time because it encompasses the best of all that you get spring, summer, and fall all in one time frame of changing the clock. So, um, and today is like a beautiful spring, almost summer day. In fact, I had to turn the fan on, ceiling fan, and keep my screen door open. But now that it's getting later in the evening, even though it doesn't look like it, I'm kind of getting a little chilly under the fan, so I might turn that off. But after I make this video, that is. What else? Just uh, a lot of scrambling, scrambled up kind of things happening. Um, like I want to venture out and go to more mental health, like peer support type of groups, which I did last week. I found a few that I liked, but then the weather was horrendous and it barred me from going to a few of those groups. So once again, I felt kind of socially isolated and just depressed and bleh. And I also kind of felt overwhelmed because it was a new experience going out, new groups of new people, and not everybody there was all my age. A lot of middle-aged folks, and nothing wrong with. Oh, oh God, nothing wrong with. Sorry, that's the other kind of scrambled up thing is that I had very strong coffee, but I'm yawning. I think because the meat and potatoes went straight to my gut, and they're telling me it's nappy time, but I'm wide awake, so I don't know what to think. But yeah, just nothing wrong with people of different ages and diversities. It just kind of, you know, it would feel a little bit better if I had people within my own age group to. Oh, hello, Mr. Frog. I don't know if you can hear him, but there's a lone frog outside going ribbit, ribbit. And of course, I'm all quiet for a moment, and he stops. He or she, sorry, he, she, or it. There could be transgender frogs. Anyway, oh, there it goes. I don't know if you could hear that, but that was cool. Um, anyway, there's a lot I have to condense in only 15 minutes, and I've already done about half the video, a little more than half. Uh, so And then, I'm taking all my medicines and kind of monitoring my symptoms all diligently as prescribed. But, you know, in the history of being diagnosed bipolar, I've only been manic maybe like twice, maybe three times. And I feel more of the depressive symptoms, which I know is common, or sometimes I'll feel, oh, bipolar 1 is where you're more on the depressive side. Um, but then sometimes I'll feel mixed, like I'll be lying in bed unable to move, but my mind will be going a mile a minute. And, somebody said they're trying to make more like bipolar 3, bipolar 4, and have more diverse types of bipolar. So, I don't know, I'm kind of. And of course, I've been talking with my therapist about it, and I have an appointment to seeing La Peace psychiatrist, as they would say on Animaniacs. I gotta go see my psychiatrist at the end of the month, and my GP, primary doc, um, and talk a bit about because come to think about it, and I think I've shared this, throughout a couple of my video blogs, maybe on my old channel, I don't know, but you know, sorry, I have my phone on I have my phone on enjoyment mode, and that was my tablet going ding. But I have my phone on enjoyment mode, and I thought it was enjoying itself over there, like I was getting a call, but I wasn't. Okay. Anyway, yeah. uh, but as I had explained, when I got diagnosed bipolar, it was when I was in the hospital with a psychiatrist who could barely speak English, and he put me on antipsychotics for bipolar, which doesn't make sense unless you're like bipolar 2 or the crazier type. But he diagnosed me bipolar 1 and put me on, well, Depakote was the main big deal that had me all woohoo, hearing voices and all kinds of shit. So, I mean, the lithium is working well for me. The Effexor is working okay, but I think it's kind of worn out its welcome, so I'm gonna bring that up with the psychiatrist. Another interesting thing to note, because I am definitely solidly sure that I have PTSD, post traumatic stress disorder. But within that PTSD and its complexities, it's kind of a hard thing to say, but I've already shown signs of it and been brave enough on YouTube anyway that I think I have some form, maybe on the more shallow end of the spectrum, maybe not as deep, but I think I have some form of a dissociative disorder. Not to where I lose track of who I am and all of a sudden I wake up and I'm not Caitlin anymore, but enough to the point where I do have an inside world of inside parts of myself, which I have been brave enough to show and give them time to express on the outside, which I'm also. I told my therapist about this, and she doesn't, I mean, she hasn't seen enough evidence, so I'm gonna show her the couple of YouTube videos, that I made that showed my parts. Um, I prefer using parts as opposed to saying like alters or personalities or what have you. But I do have parts, they do have names, and they do have expressions, and it is controlled, it is manageable, and it is helping me to process with my PTSD. So it's not like it's anything weird. I'm just trying to struggle you know, to put a name on it. Because, I mean, yes, to a point, diagnoses are, labels. On one side of it, diagnoses are labels that are tools to, okay, well, we can put you in this set box of treatment. Or it can be like, oh, you're diagnosed this because the insurance will cover this or that. Um, but to another point, like I was saying, more along the lines of I want to have a good enough outline for treatment to know what it is that I'm treating. So that's why I'm being brave, and this is my channel, this is my life, and I'm a very open person, and I'm being brave to open you all up to my world by doing these video blogs and these presentations of my parts, and um, so yeah, I'm running out of blogging time because I only I'm still on the 15-minute limit. Uh, so that's what I was gonna talk about. I think with all this scrambled up stress, I had a weird random medical incident that may or may not be either a UTI or a bladder infection. Joy of joys. But it seems to be getting somewhat better, and I'm getting antibiotics for it tomorrow because I did the typical spend 5 hours in the ER or what have you, for them to tell you that nothing's wrong. But I'm gonna keep monitoring myself as I always do, and I'm gonna make more YouTube videos more often, so be on the lookout for those. And that's the end of my video blog, and I will catch you all next video.